Hi there, it's Melissa Jane again. So I'm going to take a stab at episode 2. Um, let's see where this one goes. I'm going to start. I took my walk today. Let's go really benign kind of thing. And like I told you, I try to stay in pretty good shape, keep moving. That's the point, you know. We're going to live a lot longer than we thought. So you better stay moving. But anyway, I'm walking along at a pretty brisk pace, and I come upon there's this woman in front of me, and she's all bundled up. She's got, I don't know what you would want to call it, but she's got this thing on. It's white with black, and it's like all the birds on the wire. You know, you've probably seen that pattern. And as I'm walking up, I hear her saying, I still couldn't believe it. She goes, "On the train to nowhere, goddamn lemmings." So I walked past her and I thought to myself, that's it. Freedom. She just says what's on her mind. She is probably one of the least stressed people we know. I mean, haven't you always wanted to say that? Fast train to nowhere. Goddamn lemmings. Anyway, it struck me funny. Um, so I just kept going with that in my mind. My walk got faster. Um, But anyway, oh, I have a glass of wine again. I do not drink a lot. It just so happens that when I record this, and it's the weekend, I have a little wine. I should do a wine commercial or something, but they make some great non-alcoholic, non-alcoholic wines. Let me straighten that out. All right, so this morning I have a dog. I like big dogs. I ended up with a Yorkshire Terrier. Don't get me wrong, dog lovers do not comment. You should love it anyway. I do. He's cute, but he's old. He's getting really old. Speaking about the aging thing. So, with that, he has to pee a lot, like most of us. So, this morning at, God knows, I don't know, 5 o'clock, rough, got to go out. So, the guy's still pretty spry, 13 and a half. I guess that's young for a Yorkie. Who knows? My next dog is definitely, I like big dogs, like Great Dane big. So kind of how I like big guys too. I like not muscle men, just big bears, you know. Um Again, I get off on that tangent and I can't get back. So I get, wrapped up and take him outside, doing his thing, looking for that spot. They got to look for their spot for 25 minutes. And I happened to just look down, and I looked at my feet, and then my eyes kind of went up, and I realized I was outside with a cap on. My hair kind of looked like, how when you have a really good sleep and you're like in the pillows, like Farrah Fawcett gone wrong. I mean, it was really bad. So I had the hat on, hair sticking out everywhere. I have the ugliest shoes they have ever made, Crocs. I looked down, my Crocs, super comfortable, and they were a gift and I loved them. But I thought, oh my God. And I look up further. I'm kind of a girly girl. I like sparkly things. I like lace. I like all that stuff. And I see my pajamas, which are pink, mind you, with lace. And as I move up, I see this big old scarf and this just, grab and go coat. And I just thought to myself, oh my God, what have I become? I would never go out of the house looking like that. Thank God it was only me and the dog. I'm giving away some of my secrets. Ugh. But anyway, I had to laugh because I just looked ridiculous. And there I was out there holding the dog in the rain. So we come back in. I'm still annoyed that I throw my Crocs off, climb back into bed. And of course, now you can't sleep, right? So I get up. It's like, okay, now what am I going to do? I got to have coffee. Might as well get up because what's the sense? I thought about, this podcast thing. I'm like, oh my God, what have I started? That's my problem anyway. Not the problem, but my problem is that if I get something in my head, I have to give it a go. Except for skiing, like I said, I'm not skiing, um, or skydiving. No, I don't think so. Um, there's probably a few other things. Let me know what you absolutely know effing way you're going to do. Um, and I thought, I don't really have that interesting of a life. I've had some interesting moments. Some I probably don't remember all that well. My best friend, again, she lets me know that she'll tell me this story and I'll look at her like deer in the headlights, like, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. And she said, "You don't remember that?" I'm like, "Nope." She goes, "You have this uncanny ability just to put those bad things out of your head." I guess I do. Um, except bad dates. Oh my God. So, well, here's something. Depending on your age and gals, I've told you a lot about a little bit about my history, but it was suggested to me um, by my therapist. By the way, if you haven't been to therapy, um, I would highly suggest it. You have to get the right person. Luckily, mine's known me since 1999. That gives you some insight. She's fabulous, and you just need to go to therapy. It just once or twice in your lifetime. Everyone should. I know some people are like, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with me." There doesn't have to be anything wrong with you. You can just find out how fucked up you got from all the things that happened to you in your childhood. Don't get me wrong, and both of my sisters, we had great parents. Everybody's flawed, but where was I going with this? Oh, so suggested that I try online dating. And I thought, oh God, what the is desperation is all I thought of. Oh, I'm going to meet, it sounded like when I said I was going to be married for it. I'm going to meet somebody organically. That's the word they call it, I guess, because we used to go out to the bars or the restaurants, you'd meet somebody. Although I don't think I met any of my husbands at a bar. That was the problem. Anyway, so I gave it a shot. I tried this one platform. First time, I was so nervous. I wouldn't even put a picture up. I didn't, well, I mean, like, what's the point? And so instantly I get a, connect. I don't know what they call them, but so I thought, oh, wow. Boy, this guy looked not exactly my type, but, pretty handsome. And you like put in all these parameters about like where and all that. And so he had reached out to me, and I'm trying to make this as short as possible. Forgive me. Long story short, the guy's from Malta. Malta? Like, I had to look it up on the map. Now, I heard of it, obviously, but I had to see where it was. So we start this back and forth crap. And I'm sort of believing this. Now, at the time I had gone to this book club and stuff. I got together with these gals that are in their 40s, super cool women. And I'm telling them about this, and they're telling me about all the scams and all this. And I'm thinking, I don't think so. I'm still naive. I'm still, I don't know. What do you want to call it? I just don't get really negative on life. So it ends up, he sends me this video, and he's got a heavy accent. And it says, "See, beautiful, I am a real person." Never said my name. So that should have been my clue. Probably made that video several times to send off. But it was a distraction. I was not in a good spot. And it was kind of fun. But once I learned it was sort of a money grab thing, I decided, well, I'm going to give this guy a little taste of his own medicine, which I did. And his name everybody on there was widowed, sure. Everybody on there was like either a architect, a lawyer. I don't know why'd you put lawyer, but I only dated one lawyer who was really nice, a good guy. Something else. There was gemologist or something like that. I don't know. It seemed like all the guys, those were the things. And so I told him, I said, I have to get off the site. It's costing me too much money. Oh, no. We're just beginning. I know we can make it. Make it? I'm never going to meet you, buddy. So, but it was fun, I got to tell you. And I thought he was real for about this, well, maybe longer than that. I was in denial. And then he said something like, oh, just got out of the shower, got my feet up, robe, blah, blah, just normal chit chat. So I decided that I was going to play with him a little bit. So I said, oh, like a sultan. And he said, no. I wouldn't want to be a sultan and have all those women. I just need one good one. Okay. So I say, oh, darling, I'm going to miss you so much. Anyway, I went on, and I sort of went off on a tangent with him. And he's like, no, don't leave. I'm like, goodbye, darling. I'll miss you so. Anyway, that was the end of the dating. I know that wasn't that interesting, but it was fun for a little while. And then I got really disgusted. And I did end up going on another site after a while because it's a lot of work. And as a woman, it feels very weird. It just feels weird. So I remember chatting to one guy. I said, how's your experience with this stuff? Oh, all right, if people are truthful. One guy told me, he says, it'd be great, except when you meet them, they don't look anything like their pictures. And I'm thinking, how many guys do that though, too? So if any of you had any experiences with these dating sites, let me know. Apparently, this is what happens now. And I didn't realize how many people met their significant other this way. And there are some really good points to it. And I did go out on a couple of dates. And, they were successful for what they were or are or whatever. But definitely something to try, sort of like therapy. Give this a try too. If nothing else, it'll be like Malta Man. It'll be fun and it'll be a distraction. Just be careful of the sites because they want money. I really started to think about my life is pretty much, well, my dating life anyway, pretty much like, what did they say? Stop, drop, and roll. Not what you're thinking. Stop dating, stop everybody, drop, give up, then start on the roll again. And some of the dates have been like that. Stop, drop, and roll. Out the door. So, yeah, I haven't been really lucky about that. Probably because I'm just open. I'm open, willing to give things a try. I like somebody. Why not? Kind of been like that most of my life. I have two sisters, by the way. They're super. Both of them are older than I. They look great. They do great. My oldest sister's still working. She's social. She's very cool. My middle sister, I see more. She's very cool. She was always cool. She was a drop dead. She sort of had a body like Cher, I would say, but more curvy. I always looked up to her because she was still around a little bit. My first sister, she was really smart. She got out of Dodge. Um, and so did my middle sister, actually, but in a different way. And I did eventually too. So I'm not sure what that says. Um, so I've learned a lot from them, when I've seen them. They, I think they both have a good sense of humor, which you have to have. In this life. If you don't have humor, you might as well just give it up and drink a lot of wine. Um, One thing my oldest sister has, which I think is really cool, and I've actually shared this with other people. She has Women and Wine Wednesdays, I believe it is. Is that cool? I mean, you get together with your gals, you chat. I don't actually know what they do besides drink wine, but she said they don't even always do that. So the point being, you know, we're going to live a lot longer. Like I said, we're taking care of ourselves. Um, Women are just living longer. I think men, it's only like 76.8 or something. That's the average lifespan. So if you're ahead of that curve, do not go with anybody who's 76 or older. You won't have much time. Well, that might be good. um, anyway, so yeah, get together with people. Keep moving. Mobility is a big thing. So I highly suggest sitting on the floor a lot. You think I'm kidding, don't you? I am not. Sit on the floor a lot and get up and get down and get up and get down, get up, get down, get up. You'll stay moving. Hopefully. That's all I have to say tonight. Yeah, it's evening again. This just seems to be the time that I can do this. I'm a doer. Like I have to have doing things all the time, working on something. So I guess that's it for episode 2. 2 minutes in 1. So you know what this means. Yep. It's that time. Bye now.